Oh, you can get it out, yeah. You left yours at home? They don't need one. Sure? There should be nothing on your desk right now unless it's Miss Alander's homework. Ms. Starkoster went over that very clearly.
No, I didn't take your homework. Thank you, Kyrie.
That's fine. Joshua, put all that stuff on your desk. If it's not her, we'll do that, okay? Put it on.
That's math.
You're going to put it all on your desk.
Did you do this?
I don't even want a pencil on your desk. There you go. Absolutely nothing on your desk but the reading.
Okay, what is the purpose of homework? Kyrie?
Oh, chocolate.
Yes. Hey, guys. Devian? We do homework to make sure we understand what we learn in class, right? I don't want any more excuses, okay? I'm going to give you guys homework tomorrow, and if you better give it to me on Wednesday. Okay? Thank you to the 3 that turned it in. You did not give it to me. I didn't collect it on Friday.
Okay.
These circlets are great. Exactly. Where do you do homework? Where do you do homework? Yeah. You don't do it at school. You have it. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Okay, I know you went over this earlier with Ms. Woodson about active listening position. Raise your hand if you remember that conversation. Harry? County, do we remember that conversation? Somebody please raise your hand and volunteer and explain to me what you talked about with Ms. Woodson when it comes to how we listen in class. Harry? Okay, Josh? Okay, so like Kyrie right now, when he put his head down, that would be a non-example. Would somebody give me a good example of how we sit and listen? Jay Sean. Excellent. I don't even have a bad one today. So everybody look at Jay Sean. This is how we active listen, correct? Also, everybody should keep a text. Everybody should have a text in front of them. Go ahead and turn to the introduction. You'll see the word introduction is on the first page next to the table of contents. Now see? Introduction. Okay, we're going to go through the introduction. I'm going to read it. You're going to follow along. I want to see eyes on the paper, ears listening to me, and also follow along with your finger. Follow along with your finger exactly what we're reading. Emmanuel, what are we doing? Exactly. We're following along with our fingers. Are we talking?
No.
Thank you. So let's all go through the introduction quickly, and we're going to work on main idea only today. Okay? So eyes on paper, finger following, and we're going to begin. Ask people about their favorite sweet thing to eat, and they'll probably say it's chocolate. People around the world love chocolate. They love it so much that every year they eat more chocolate than any other sweet. If you have ever wondered where chocolate comes from and how it's made, then read on. Now everybody should be at the next section. Can somebody raise their hand and tell me what the header of this section is? Malachi, what's the header? Where chocolate comes from. So this is probably going to tell us about where chocolate comes from. It's very, very plain. We learned about it when we did text features. So everybody, go ahead and your text should be on your desk with your finger following along like that. On the desk, all the way. It might surprise you to learn that chocolate actually grows on trees. Follow along. That doesn't mean that you can pick a chunk of chocolate from a tree branch and eat it. In fact, the chocolate growing on trees looks, tastes, and smells nothing like the chocolate you eat. Follow along with your finger. Okay, finger, so that you know where we are. We just finished our first paragraph. The tree that gives us chocolate is the cacao tree. It is an evergreen tree that can grow to be over 40 feet tall. Chocolate comes from beans that are found in large pods on the tree. Cacao trees grow where it is hot and wet. Mostly they grow near the equator. When young, these trees need protection from the wind and sun, but as they grow older, they can grow in full sunlight. Now, we've been talking about main idea. Who can raise their hand and share with me what question do we ask to find main idea? Josh? Excellent. What is this passage telling or teaching me? And another way we can say that is, what am I learning? So I want somebody else to raise their hand and share out with me what this passage is teaching you about chocolate. Vivian. So if I give you a way to start that sentence out, and I said, the main idea of my text is, how would you finish that sentence, Vivian? The main idea of my text is that chocolate comes from where? Is that chocolate grows on trees? Joshua, that's a warning. We're not talking about that. It grows on trees? Okay. Excellent. So the main idea of my passage is that chocolate comes from trees. Right? That's exactly what it told us. It told us where the trees grow and how hot it needs it. But do I need to know all of that to know main idea? Yes, Jay Sean, you have a question? What? Yes. We're talking about trees, we're talking about main idea. And we're saying that the main idea is that chocolate comes from trees, from the small text that we read, right?
Yes.
So we need to ask ourselves, how can we prove this? Right? Because we're saying this is a fact. Where should your eyes be right now? Should they be tracking me when I'm speaking? Okay. We need to ask ourselves how we're going to support this. I would like somebody to share with their partner next to them. Actually, let's do a share together. I want everybody to share together with your partner and look in what we just read and find one sentence for each of your groups that supports this. Devion told us that we just read that chocolate grows on trees. I want everyone in groups of two, so it'll be Devion and Emmanuel. Kyrie, you can work with the two behind you since you're somebody with you. And you three can work together. And I want you to find me one sentence that supports your main idea. Okay? You can start when I say go, and you have 1 minute. Go. Good. Share with your group. Share with your group. And Dante, you can start one. I know you weren't here for main idea. You weren't here for main idea, but we're looking for a sentence that helps us find this. Davion, get up. Find a sentence in your text that shows me that this is true. It tells you right here. Also, remember when we learned text
Okay,
features?
that's a
What is
detail
this
that's
caption?
worth it means probably going to trees, right?
Okay. What's the caption?
That's a detail.
So you have a text feature that helps you. Remember, Deshaun, we said we were going to try to make our topics one word. Excellent. Okay, let's just take 15 more seconds about, so finish up a thought if you're talking about one right now with your partners. Yes, and feel free to write in your text if you need to. Okay, finish up that thought. So, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Okay, I'm going to ask one person from each group to share out something that you found in the text. Davion, what did you find in the text?
They have lots of small white or yellow flowers that
Okay, Davion says that there are flowers on these trees. Does that help us know that they come from trees? If we know the makeup of this tree, how this tree looks? Yes, so one of our details, thank you Davion, would be flowering trees. Because we now know that our chocolate comes from a flowering tree. This back group, I heard a lot of great things from this group, so I might get 2 or 3 from you guys, because I was impressed. Jayshawn, what did you find?
chocolate comes from leaves that are found.
So another part of the text that tells us about the tree. Davion told us that they have flowers, and Jayshawn told us that they have pods and beans. Okay, how about another one? How about one from Josh?
When young trees need protection from the wind and the sun, but as they grow older, they can grow in cool sunlight.
So you're talking about the age of the tree and how they grow. So we know that that is the growth of the tree.
I know why it should stay in the sun.
Okay, hold on because we raise our hands to share, okay? So in this group, since we're not like Malachi had restroom, okay. Dante, what is something you found?
That all the chocolate is near the equator.
So all of the chocolate trees grow near the equator. And who in a different group could raise their hand and tell me what is the equator? Kyrie? Excellent. Is it hot or cold there?
Hot.
We raise our hands to share. It is hot. Malachi, how about one more from you? Do you have another detail?
That
About that'll help us prove that chocolate grows on trees? Okay, so we did that one already, but thank you for sharing it. It's important. Let's move on right now. Go ahead and sit down, Malachi. Make sure and sit down for me. Yes, you have questions?
I
I got you. Sit down for me, though.
So it would be just the same one.
What?
So the chocolate won't melt.
So the chocolate will melt. Do you think, well, we're going to read later about what chocolate looks like before it's chocolate, so hold that thought because you're going to find something interesting happen. So I'm really impressed by how we just did that. I'm very impressed by our group work, so what we're going to do that again. Instead of me just doing it, I want to hear from you again in groups because I really liked how that worked. So everybody, I want you to be tracking with your finger just like we were before and listening very attentively, sitting up straight. And we're going to start where it says preparing the beans. Can everybody find preparing the beans? It is on the next page where it says preparing the beans. Very good, Dante. Dante's found his place. Malachi's eyes forward listening to me. Okay. Kyrie's looking at me. Okay. We're not talking, we're looking at our text and our finger is following along. Taking the pods from the cacao trees is the first step in making chocolate. It's not the pods that are important. It's the 20 to 50 beans found inside the pods, which are actually the tree's seeds. It takes a lot of beans and a lot of work to make a kilogram of chocolate, and a kilogram is about 2 pounds. About 800 beans removed from 20 to 40 pods are needed. First, the pods are gathered, and then someone using a large blade called a machete cuts each pod open with 1 or 2 forceful whacks. A skilled pod breaker can break open as many as 500 pods in a single hour. We should be turning our page right now. Manuel? Malachi is ready to read. Ready. The beans are then scooped out of the open pod. The beans are not brown as you might expect. Instead, they are cream colored and covered with a soft pulp. The beans are a long way from being the chocolate that you know. The pulp-covered beans are put into piles or boxes and covered. As the beans come in contact with the air, they begin to change from a cream color to a purple color. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? Chocolate can be purple. The beans also change on the inside in a process called fermentation. Fermentation can take more than a week, but the fermented beans still do not taste or smell like chocolate. Let's stop there. I think that's a good link for our passage. And we're going to do what we did, so in our groups that we worked with before, I would like you all to find details, but before, we're not going to do that until I say go, because right now, I would like somebody to raise their hand and share with me what they think the main idea of what we read was. Any volunteers? Kyrie? Okay, you think that's the main idea of what we're reading? Let's ask ourselves this question. What are we learning? What is the author teaching us? Jay Sean? What specifically about chocolate? We just learned where chocolate grew. What are we learning now? Do you want somebody to help you think partner on this one? Okay, Malachi being think partner. What do you think the text is teaching us? Is how we prepare the beans to make chocolate. Right? So, the main idea of my text is that chocolate, main idea of my text is what? Is that chocolate is prepared from cacao beans. That was the special word we learned, remember? The main idea of my text is that chocolate is prepared, is a good word to use, from cacao beans. Now, in our groups, we're going to find, I want one sentence from each group. If you can do more, that's excellent, but at least one from every group, when I say go, that supports our main idea. So our main idea is that chocolate is prepared from cacao beans. Okay? So we're talking about this word is a key word. Let's look for details that help us find the preparation of chocolate. Go. We raise our hands to ask. Oh, reading group. Oh, no, we're not doing guided reading just yet. Okay. And Dante will do some questions. Is your figure? That will work now.
What do you think?
chocolate is prepared from cacao beans, right? You came up with that? Now we need to find sentences or phrases in our text that support that. That is about what our main idea is.
Yes, so we're going to find a detail that supports that, right, Emmanuel? What are we going to find in detail?
You want some
Supports
chocolate?
what?
Well, we're reading about chocolate. We're not eating chocolate. Yes.
What's on the board?
Don't ask that. Focus on this. We'll go on as we go. We're talking about how chocolate is prepared. Earlier it was where we found it. Now we're talking about. So we're talking about how chocolate is prepared. So find me a sentence that
Start right here. We just read it. Come on, boys.
The pizza is so much worse than I
Let's find it.
And let's do a quick review. What is the topic of what we're reading?
Can you tell us both what the
Chocolate.
detail you're found is?
Really easy. Real quick, guys, as a review, what's the topic of what we're reading? What's the topic of what we're reading? One word.
Okay, so what's the detail of the child? It's not the pot that important. Okay, well, does that support?
I love hot chocolate, but let's try to stay on task.
Oh,
So
chocolate
save
is
that for
prepared.
later, and let's try to find sentences that actually support our main idea. You need help?
Okay.
But we're doing
Let's find it
exactly
on
what we did before. So, like Dante told us that how many beans
Find a
are in
detail
the pot.
that supports the idea. You're gonna give me 2 minutes.
Find a different one. That was the
Got it.
last
And then there's the next page too.
What did we find over here? The beans are in the pot.
The what? Fermentation is an excellent one, Josh. Thank you. Huh? Those are cacao beans that are about to be made into chocolate. Yep. So it's underline that. You told me to do so. Keep on looking for them. You know, there's one more through there.
That's excellent, but it's a little bit out of our Remember, we just read.
Are you guys staying? Right. Let's just make sure we're only talking about the
Yeah, but we're trying to
right?
say this.
If you're done talking about the reading, what are we doing with our hands over here? I read. Yeah, so you know that Taylor is pet peeve, don't you?
The document doesn't give you something. Chocolate beans are found inside a pot.
You know how I like it. And I saw it last week. You did a great job. Harry, are we, you need to go to kindergarten? Yeah.
But we
You're
need
not
to
on break?
our last reading. Let's focus on this.
Grade? Sit up.
So, Davion, what's something you found in the text that you found that taught you about how chocolate is prepared? Manuel? That's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah.
There you go.
So you learned that they break open the pods, right? That's what they do. They break them up. I want you to share the knowledge that they break open the pods. You've got to do it too. We're all together. We work together. We don't help. Everybody works together because we work for a common goal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. I don't have all eyes on me. I don't hear silence. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
That's better. So, I want each group to tell me a detail. So I'm going to start with this group. Dante, what was your detail?
It is 20 to 50 beans wrapped inside the pot.
That is excellent. 20 to 50 beans in each pod. That's a detail. That tells us that exactly how many we get from a pod. Emmanuel? do what to the pods? To get the chocolate, the beans out. What do we have to do to them? Yeah. So we break pods for the beans. And Devion, did you have another one? Okay, what was the one you had? So we have to have a lot of beans for a little bit of chocolate. Okay. From this back group, Josh, what was your detail? Excellent. So we have to ferment our beans, right? Okay, and from one more from this group.
They change color.
The beans change color. That's a real simple one and a good one. Okay, does anybody have any questions about how we find our main topic? You have a question, Carrie? Okay, what was your, real quick, you got 10 seconds, what was your detail? Go. Yep, the pot chocolate comes from pod. Like that is so simple. So, we're not sharing any more details because we gotta move on, okay? So now we understand that our main idea is what the author is teaching us, right? So what are we learning? Josh, eyes forward. So now we're going to try to find key details in another text. So when I say go, everybody's going to move to their reading groups. Dante, you'll be over here. I know you weren't here. So when I say go, we move to our reading groups. Should I hear your chairs when you move? Should I hear your voice? No. So we do it silently, and if we don't do it silently, we will do it again. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go.